So we released a podcast last week after kind of a hiatus over the summer and being fairly busy. And I thought, we could do some podcast reaction.
Podcast reaction.
The podcast we released on it being better to have an instance with other people on it.
Right.
The comments we got was, why didn't you guys talk about relays and hashtag relays?
Yeah.
Victor, do relays help solve the problems we talked about?
I mean, no. The guy is partially right. Like, they do help fill up your instance. What we talked about in the podcast was more about getting stuff you want to see. Like, I remember when I started my own instance, I was like, I'm gonna go get like hashtag relays. So it was like Python gaming stuff, and it's just always spam. Like, you don't actually get content you want to see.
The solution kind of reminds me of that like children's book where like there was an old lady and she has like a fly.
There was an old lady who swallowed a fly.
And so she gets a spider and sends in the spider.
She swallowed the spider to catch the fly. I don't know why she swallowed a fly.
And then sends in a cat, and then sends in a dog.
I don't remember that story. Like, I feel like I might have heard it, but I don't. But it made me think, so this is going to be like a really weird kind of factoid.
Oh boy.
When people have like a moth problem, like in their house, you know, that they eat like your fabric and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You can order like 10,000 tiny wasp eggs. And then you let that in your house, and then those wasps will hatch and they will go eat all the moths. And then you will be moth free, and the wasps don't do anything else besides kill the moths.
Uh-huh.
But you're going to have like 10,000 tiny wasps in your house.
Yes, there was an old lady who ate 10,000 tiny wasps.
Perhaps she'll die.
Yes.
It's a process that people go through where they go, I've started a solo instance and there's nothing on it. So therefore I will go and sign up for relays. And then we get the email that comes after in our support tickets, right?
Yeah.
I only just started this Mastodon instance and I'm already having to upgrade to this larger storage plan because relays, even the hashtag relays, they just suck in a lot of data. So if you personally were sitting on an instance with 10 good friends and you followed the hashtag Python, you would see the Python posts that your friends have followed accounts of. So like a programmer that your friend likes or an organization that codes in Python or whatever. If you follow the hashtag relay Python, you will get all Pythons everywhere.
The reticulated python of Southeast Asia usually grows around 16 feet long.
Yeah.
You can still have a hashtag relay on the small instance with friends.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, yeah, hashtag relays can be really good for certain hashtags, but it's still better to have an instance with friends.
Yeah, and I think just like taking the time to go like on another instance, even like you don't have to do it from your instance. You go on Mastodon.social, look at their feed and be like, that person seems nice. I'm going to go follow them on my own instance. Like, but you got to put in the work a little bit.
We have done like numerous tutorial videos on like how to find stuff, how to make an instance work better. Like in any given podcast, we're not going to be like covering every element of like how to fix this problem. I'd say one solution, related to what you just mentioned is installing the Chrome extensions that let you do remote follows. In some apps, you can add remote timelines. So you can have your default timeline be a larger instance's timeline. And you could use that for a while you find things you want to follow and then change it back to the one on your own instance. There's lots of like fixes and stuff for this. But like, yeah, the truth is it doesn't really change the fact that if you have 10 people on an instance, the cost of Mastodon to you will be around like a tenth of the price, and the experience will be better. There will be people to help blocking stuff and moderating things. It's just, there are many, many reasons why that is the best way to experience at least the microblogging services on the Fediverse. So appreciate the comments. But you're wrong.
We can't put that in the podcast.
Why not? Can't we say that people Well, actually,
I think that's your YouTuber side speaking. I see the comments. You like to kind of be like, actually, and then you post way too much on the FediHost account, I think.
no, I don't. Oh, you mean on the PeerTube?
Yeah.
Like I have to reply on that as something.
It's a very Paige reply.
Yeah.
You could reply with Paige.
I have to decide which one. I mean, I don't know. I think I'm very like clear.
I mean, maybe it's just me. Maybe because I'm like, I would never write that. So I'm always like, FediHost, okay. Well, it's obviously Paige speaking, but
Because I don't remember writing it.
well, it's not because I don't remember writing. It's because I would never write like that.
Yeah, I think it's important to be like clear, especially when it's like, you know, a person's like, well, you didn't mention this and this is the fix. It's like, that is not true.
Instead of saying it's not true, you can say you disagree.
But then I'm saying that I disagree. Who's I?
Well, FediHost disagrees.
I am FediHost. I disagree. This kind of leads us on to the subject matter of the episode. We get a decent number of support tickets from people saying, I created an instance and there's nothing on here. But if there's anything that we get more of than that, it is, I created an instance and I added a relay and now my data usage is out of control.
Yeah.
That's probably the number one reason for people contacting us is like, what's going on? Why is my storage usage so high on this new thing that I just started? And inevitably you will discover that it's because they tried to solve the there's no one here problem by adding relays.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I have an instance that's pretty small, like a small number of users, and I have hashtag relays set up, but they do kind of push you from being in the basic plan into the next level, but pretty much.
I think your instance is fine though on the storage.
I'm precise about the tags that are in the relay. So it's like Montreal, you know, and like smaller geographic areas. Like, you know, I don't follow like politics or like Mastodon or Fediverse or certain things like that, which probably are just tagged on too many things. But yeah, like people are the best relays, Victor, wouldn't you say?
Yes, absolutely.
A lot of my friends are great relays. Anyway, other tickets that we get.
The second biggest.
Yeah, truly the ticket we get the most is what I wanted to talk about today. And that is I'm having trouble setting up my DNS on an instance. It is pretty crazy how much trouble people have with this. I have been kind of struggling to get my head around what is going on. I assume it's an issue with being a managed host. It's like you get for people who are the least technologically literate. And then this is the like one thing, which is like, if you were self-hosting, you would have to do 100 things that are like this.
Yeah.
But this is the one thing that you kind of have to do if you want a custom domain. And so we get emails from people that say, I mean, what do they say?
I wouldn't like fully blame the people emailing us with these problems, but I think like some registrars offer like cPanel, and then cPanel doesn't necessarily have all the kind of expected DNS features that you would have in like 2025. So then they come to us and they go like, oh, I can't find alias records. And then you have to tell them, well, okay, maybe try a name. And then they go, can you give me the A record? And it's like, no, I can't give you just a straight IP. That's not how it works.
Yeah.
Then they type in mastodon.example.com in the like field where they should just be typing Mastodon because their whole domain is like example.com. And then they go, oh, it's not letting me.
Yeah.
Like, what do you do at this point? It's really hard.
You have like typos as well, you know?
Yeah.
The person will send a screenshot and it's just like they have to go to lb.fedihost.co and it will be like 1b.fedihost.co. They don't know that LB is load balancer. It's like a little shorthand.
Yeah.
There is this, when do you accept that this is just the nature of the job, you know? And when do you go, oh, there is room for improvement to make this easier? So we have got numerous blog posts on how to create an instance, and it walks through the DNS thing. And I know the tutorials well because I had to do one for all of the services we offer, but it is, I do kind of say like, there's a fogginess to exactly how this will be labeled. Try this, then try this, flip them around if it doesn't work, you know, wait for the migration. That's a big one. You know, people put it in and then it doesn't work immediately.
Yeah, we do say it in the setup.
But I think it's like some other things, for example, small things like, those like buttons that you can click to copy stuff?
Yeah.
Like having that on the lb.fedihost.co so that people can click on that to copy. Having in the instructions also just the names, it could be this or this, and adding stuff. It's like all these things where you're like, well, we'll reduce the number of people that get snagged on this. I know I was very worried at first when we got some of these. I'm like, if this person can't figure out how to set up the DNS using these instructions, what's going to happen when they have to deal with anything else?
Yeah.
And then I've been kind of surprised how actually generally once people get past the DNS bit, they're kind of okay.
It's really challenging when you start getting a lot of support tickets. I think people underestimate how like psychological support is. Like you have to kind of taper expectations for the people sending you support tickets, because when you get your ticket, you're always like, I'm gonna answer him right away, but then you kind of feed them like that you're always there for them. So like I have a tendency to just like, oh, you have help, here's like exactly what you need to do, but then they keep coming back with like more questions.
There's two sorts of support categorizations, right?
Yeah.
Well, actually, I guess there's three. Our fault. When we get that message, that's immediately going to be worked on. We're on it, Like if there's anything that's like a bug on our side, this seems broken or whatever, we work on that. Then there's the like, they need help with our services. So that's kind of like they are setting up the DNS. This is a kind of related to FediHost. And then there's this category of like, this is actually about the software that's been installed. Something with PeerTube, something with Mastodon. So what Victor's talking about is the category of stuff that's more on the like, this, we can't be your tutor on how to use all these services. Like we're a hosting company, not a
FediVerse tech support.
That can be kind of delicate, and it's why we make all these articles and videos and things. We do want to help people out, but we can't for $6 a month be replying to dozens of support tickets like, hey, I followed this person, but I haven't seen a post. Oh, it's because you have to wait until they publish something. Oh, okay. I searched for my friend and I can't find my friend. So like a lot of the videos, they kind of come from being like, okay, we can't answer every single person who asks the same question, but there is a theme and it kind of inspires us to make the video. Then if we make the video, when they search for that question or ask AI that question, they'll get given the fix. So we're trying to kind of like answer that question for everyone that will ask it, the millions of people that will ask the same question. You definitely have this issue where if you reply immediately with the fix and a link that's like tailored to them, they just kind of like switch off their brain sometimes and go like, great, this little email thread, I can just get whatever I need from.
So helpful. I'm going to keep using it.
So before we had our support ticket system, we've kind of gone through various iterations of how to handle this. Do you remember our initial approach, Victor? Way back in 2024.
Way back? I mean, way back, we both got the emails.
No, we used to have a WhatsApp and
Signal. Yeah. Well, I mean, we also had the email, but we did have a WhatsApp and Signal.
Ultra premium, awesome support for people during that era because they basically like had Victor's phone number. Effectively.
Imagine being on Facebook and then your support line is just straight up calling Mark Zuckerberg.
Oh, hi, Mark.
That was kind of funny because it was like when we had no customers, the one or two customers we had at first, we were like really interested to have our finger on the pulse and know exactly what was going on. But like pretty quickly, it was like, okay, this is a bad idea.
Yeah.
Because it was like, they can see when the message has been received.
Well, that's
They
why
can-
I had to turn that off because I was like, I don't want people to know that I've read their message.
Yeah, which is now annoying because I don't know when Victor's
Yeah,
my
and
messages.
I like
to him.
it. I like it. I mean, I don't know if you've read my message. That's the trade-off. If you enable this feature, it's both ways.
Mutually assured.
Obliviousness.
The funny thing is, when it's delivered, I know you've read it.
What?
Pretty much any time it's delivered, I know you've read it. So,
I wouldn't be so sure about that.
I mean, you reply pretty quickly.
Okay.
Wait a minute. Do you manage me, Victor?
What do you mean?
That was our first approach, Signal and WhatsApp messages. And then pretty quickly we were like, okay, we need to push people away from this. So it's not like we blocked the account or whatever. We just took it off the website and stopped incentivizing people to use it. So we did just install a support ticket system to help manage this, because up until recently, it would kind of come in as emails into this inbox. And Victor and I kind of have this, we have to share the responsibility for replying. You know, sometimes it's like a bug sort of issue, and it's more like, hey, Victor, you should have a look at this. Sometimes I don't know the answer to it as well. So we set up this system where, I think this is standard for a tech company support ticket system. How have you found it?
I like it. I like it a lot. It
good.
was super easy to set up. Yeah, I think it's really helpful that we can kind of both have, like, we know if the other well, I mean, I don't know if you looked at it, but at least you can like put little comments on the email to be like, you should do this, or let's do this. And then it's really nice exactly for like tempering the expectations, where you can, let's say I get a support ticket on the weekend. Like, if it's really easy, I'll answer it, but then I don't want to like send it right away because it's the weekend. So then people are going to be like, oh, cool, I can email them on the weekend. So you want to be like, okay, well, this gets sent out Monday, first thing Monday. That way they know, yeah, emails get replied on business days.
I'll check the support tickets kind of at various periods through the day, but I only reply to them first thing in the morning, unless it was something that's in the our fault category.
The only kind of time that something actually went pretty wrong, and I was like, I deployed everything. I was like, everything's fine. And then the Sidekick errors were going off, but I didn't see them because I wasn't logging that back then. And then we started getting those support tickets. Everybody was like, my instance not working. And I was like traveling. I went to your place. So that was like the worst time for something to be happening. So at like 2 a.m., I had to kind of fix everything. But then when that happened, I was like, okay, so now I need to set up an alert for when that, like, the error rate goes up. Then I need to know it right away.
Yeah, it's interesting. The support tickets are often helpful.
Yeah, super helpful.
Are you a person who writes kind of support ticket, things along the lines of like, hey, I like your product, but maybe try this?
No.
Those sorts of kind of more suggestion-y?
No.
I'm big on that. For me, at least, when I do that, it's very much because I'm into the stuff that I use, I really like my video editing software, and I really like, certain kind of like tools. When the company's not massive, like when it's like a still somewhat personal, I want these things to succeed and to have bigger market share,
Yeah.
I think very few people actually take the time to be like, hey, did you know that there's this obscure bug when you hit this combination of keys? Like in DaVinci Resolve.
Name dropping.
It's what you're looking at me through now, guys. In DaVinci, there is a bug where markers, if you drag them on a timeline, lose all their information, but only if you drag them and then Control Z. And it's been there for like 4 versions, of the software. And I kind of just always assumed it was so obvious that they would fix it. And I just realized the other day, like, they're not fixing it. I have to be the one to send them the support ticket, because at this point, it has wasted more time than sending the support ticket.
So
me.
did they...
If this goes on for another 4 years,
Did they fix it?
No, I just literally, this is like a week ago.
Okay.
I was just like, okay, fine, I'll do it, because I guess it's not as obvious as I thought. I must be kind of an odd user in this case. But I'm sure I found on the forums a person complaining about it, I'm like, okay, it is, other people do hit it.
Yeah, I mean, I do bug reports, but I don't like personally write a support ticket to say like, please fix this, or there's a bug, blah, blah, blah. Like, if there's a mechanism to report a bug specifically, then I will use it to report the bug. But I won't go out of my way to be like, there's a bug.
I find a lot of things that I use don't have kind of like a bug reporting ticketing system, or they have like a forum.
Forum
like
is fine for me.
But, you know, like, it's like, okay, I have to go sign up for an account for this.
Yeah, that's the annoying thing. If you have to sign up, then I'm like, fuck you. Like, no.
Certain software, like at least a video editing software, is so buggy. Like, just all of them are like quite glitchy. I just think it's because it has to do a lot of stuff or whatever. You know, it's just a problem with the industry. So yeah, you have to make this call of when you say something. And it's like, yeah, if it was Premiere, like an Adobe thing, I probably wouldn't. But like Affinity Designer, which is like a small challenger, which I use, yeah, I have written a lot of stuff in their forums. I've written a lot of stuff in the Blackmagic forums. I've emailed like the Neo Finder guy who makes a kind of like media management tool like this. He's kind of like, I send support tickets when I care about the product, honestly. So when I get support tickets that are in the kind of category of like, maybe it could work this way or whatever, I like do really value that. To me, it's a person who's on our team and wants to help make our product better. So on that note, if you're a FediHost user and you have done the DNS setup process, one idea that we've had is to create a mega article with screenshots of the DNS setup for every single hosting provider, so that you can kind of go to this page and then open up an accordion, you know, for Canadian web hosting or like whatever, pork bun or...
I mean, pork buns works out of the box. It's great.
We want to create this mega article, but we need the screenshots. So if you've got a instance with FediHost and you want to help out in this endeavor, you can email your screenshot
to what?
My DNS screenshot at fedihost.co, with the subject line being the name of your provider.
What the fuck?
Victor, we're going to set this up. And then that way you can help everyone else who comes up across that issue.
We should give out a prize for the most bullshit, like, DNS provider.
Why would we want to give a prize out to the most bullshit DNS provider?
That's, like, so bad that we feel sorry for you.
Why don't we say this? If we will have a look at them, and in a future episode, we will give someone a shout out for having just the craziest DNS provider.
Yeah.
Okay, the one that like gets me every time is the DNS providers that have a landing page that they set by default. You go to the domain where the Mastodon instance is supposed to be, and instead there's this web page which is like, thanks for using Web Hosting Intellect Co. You know, go to your panel to create your website or whatever. And so when they go to insert their FediHost credentials, they get an error. But the error doesn't say, you've got a website already at this domain or something. It just says like error, you know? And it's just so annoying.
Error, you need to give us money and make your website with us.
We nudged you towards paying us for more things, and in the process made your domain harder to set up.
Yes, so I won't name the hosting provider, well, the domain host, but we've actually had a client who had to upgrade their DNS plan so they could get the feature that they needed to like set up their DNS with FediHost. Like they wouldn't give them the kind of a name record or alias record. It was like an extra, which is completely insane.
I mean, could they change their name server?
Yes. That's something. But again, it's hard. Like people don't know about that.
When I'm looking to host stuff that's not Fediverse related, use DigitalOcean, which I think has a really nice panel, and they do let you put whatever you want in the name server, you know? And I'm sure that like, you know, the guys at DigitalOcean, if millions of people did this, would be like, okay, we can't keep doing this. But they've made enough money out of me over the years So you can go and create a DigitalOcean account and then just use it for the name server configuration. But yeah, I totally get being like, look, I want to keep my accounts to a minimal number of places that a hacker could get in and disrupt things, all that sort of stuff, right? And being like, oh, I have to have like this separate thing set up to just route traffic to...
I think that's pretty advanced. Like, I don't think most people know that.
Do you think that sometimes the reason that you come across like places where you can buy your domain for the thing, so, like just off the top of my head, like WordPress, you can click a button and you get the domain and you also get the WordPress hosting. Like with some of them, I wonder if they do that just so that they can remove this problem.
I'm sure that's why they do it.
They mark it up, it's more expensive and stuff.
They do, but then it also makes it easy. Like if we said to people like, oh, come to FediHost and then they can type in whatever domain they want and we just grab it and then we charge them, then that would make our life so much easier. We wouldn't get those emails and then people could use whatever domain they want.
Yeah, if we grow over time, I could see us adding in domains. And it's interesting. You would think it's because, it's another revenue stream, but like it's actually about reducing expenses, the cost of managing support for it. So it is a very interesting psychological thing where we're balancing like essentially you being able to get stuff done during the day against customers having like a realistic expectation of what we're there to provide. We're not a concierge for the Fediverse. We could be. That's another thing I've kind of thought about. Like, well, if a large institution, signs up on the Fediverse, kind of makes sense that you might have in the plan some sort of like number of hours of support, to problem solve this stuff, or come into their company and deliver a PowerPoint presentation on how a thing works and, be there for follow-up questions each week. If someone's interested in getting something like that, email victor@fedihost.co with a subject line, I want more Victor in my office.
Really? Okay.
And you can get a Victor to show up at your workplace on a Fediverse contract to teach you how to use it. Yeah. Does it sound good, Victor?
Yeah. If the price is right.
Yeah.
It's not free.
It's a bilingual service, obviously.
Yeah,
if you want French or English.
That's extra.
For French?
I mean, we get support tickets in French.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, that's another reason why we set up the help desk. That way, like, Paige doesn't have to be like, what is he saying? How do I reply?
When did I ask you what he's saying?
Never.
Yeah, I can read fucking French, Victor. Il y a un problème avec mon DNS. J'ai écrit dans la boîte, dans le formulaire.
Why do you always speak French like that?
Parce que je suis un homme avec un problème avec FediHost.
Okay.
FediHost.
Okay.
I don't always make a voice.
Maybe it's just your Paige French character, like your French personality.
Like, because I'm recounting to you a story usually.
Yes.
It's not like I walk into like the restaurant and go, une table pour toi, s'il vous plaît.
Well, that's always how you tell it to me, so.
But this is another reason we get, I don't know, like a third of our support tickets are in French. Mm-hmm. And replying in French is quite hard. French is kind of hard to write.
Yeah.
For me at least. So.
Well, I'm sure I make so many fucking spelling mistakes when I write in French. I speak French, but I was always really bad grammar.
Yeah, it's also all the special characters and stuff. It's really hard to remember to hit for.
Well, not for me, but.
Well, I don't even know. Like, I have to copy and paste the little mustache.
Right, because I'm used to it. So my keyboard has both modes that I have to switch. But if you never write in French, you have to go copy paste the accents.
I Google français, open the Wikipedia article, and copy the character. That's how I get it. That's all the reasons that we have our support ticket system and the sort of support tickets that we tend to get. Kind of a strange episode today, talking through that, but it is a decent amount of what we have to do each day. Hopefully that was interesting. We're back on the regular podcast schedule. If you have any questions you'd like to ask that we can discuss on the FediHost podcast, fire them away in the comments. If you have a criticism of our support ticket system, you could write it down there, or you could write a support ticket.
Yes.
Support@fedihost.co. I have a problem with your support ticket. Other than that, thanks for watching. see you out there on the Fediverse.
Thank you.